Hello, I'm Laureen Peretz, and I'm Brooklyn Law Review's Library Liaison. The purpose of this presentation is to familiarize you with the sources that many students use to select a topic for their law review notes. Before we get started, I just want to note that if you don't live in BLS housing, you'll need to enable a web browser to use the BLS proxy server. In order to enable the proxy server, click on this link on the library homepage. Then choose the browser you want to use. Follow the instructions for your browser, and then you'll be able to use the BLS subscription databases off campus. So how do you get started developing a topic for your note? Here are some common approaches to developing a note topic. Keep in mind that law review notes can take many forms, and that each of these approaches has its own pros and cons. That being said, these approaches may provide you with a good starting point for investigating a topic, even if your final paper doesn't fit these particular molds. The first approach is to investigate a circuit split. This is the quintessential law review note topic, an identification of a situation where multiple circuit courts have interpreted the same law in similar situations differently, leaving the true meaning of the law to some extent unresolved. Your note might describe the split, identify any issues that may be influencing the courts, and you may propose a way to distinguish the situations or resolve the discrepancy. These topics can be very timely and relevant, but they're also very prone to preemption. If the discrepancy is resolved or someone else writes on the same subject before your note is published, your topic can be rendered entirely obsolete overnight. These topics are so popular that there are resources dedicated solely to tracking circuit splits, and I'll introduce you to these resources later on in the presentation. The next approach is to apply a non-legal theoretical framework to a legal question. This approach involves addressing a legal problem from an outside viewpoint, such as discussing obscenity law from a feminist viewpoint or property law from an economic viewpoint, usually by proposing that the legal understanding of the issue be adjusted in accordance with the outside viewpoint. This approach can be very interesting, but it requires a strong understanding of the non-legal viewpoint as well as the legal issues. You may also want to try identifying a new trend. This approach involves new trends in scholarship or case law and discusses the reason for the growing influence or predicts future influence. Accurately identifying a new trend can be very difficult, but getting in early on the development of a new branch of legal scholarship can lead to a note that attracts a high level of scholarly notice. Finally, you may choose to write a case or a statute note. This type of note is a description of a recently decided case or statute. Notes such as this may discuss the meaning, role, or expected application of the case or law. Because these notes are very straightforward, there is often not a lot of room for extensive analysis. After you've decided the type of note you want to write, choose a general area that you are interested in. For example, environmental law, technology in the law, health law and policy. And then spend some time skimming publications to learn about recent developments in your area of interest. Don't be afraid to change your mind at this point. It's important to find a topic that you're genuinely interested in. The first step many students take in developing a note topic is to review legal news sources for articles in their area of interest. This is because new cases and statutes are usually covered in newspapers, legal newsletters, blogs, and other current awareness sources before they're discussed in law review articles or books. Coming across a short article about a recent case or proposed legislation may be just the inspiration you need to come up with your perfect note topic. After you identify the problem you want to consider, you can follow the other steps highlighted here as you work along to finalize your note. Here are some resources on selecting note topics that you may want to consult before you get started writing your note. As I mentioned before, you'll probably want to explore some legal news sources as you begin to develop your note topic. First, let's talk about blogs. Begin to Law is a free, searchable aggregator of legal news and blog posts. It includes many potential useful topics in a wide variety of areas of the law. You can select categories by using the Add feature. For example, let's assume that I was interested in writing an immigration law note focusing on the constitutional aspects of various border protection laws. You can see here that I entered the keyword border. And Begin to Law has returned a whole host of potentially interesting blog posts. Some blog posts are particularly useful to students exploring note topics, as they contain links to government reports, statutes, cases, and scholarly articles on the student's topic of interest. LXBN is another free legal blog aggregator. It provides the Lex Blogs Network's best posts as determined by a team of legal editors. Here's Blog Search, available via the Justia website. In Blog Search, you can browse by practice area, or you can search for blogs and set up RSS feeds to monitor using an RSS reader. Finally, here's the ABA Journal blog directory. Here you'll find thousands of blogs organized by topic, author, and more. Once you focus in on a topic that you're interested in, try a few of these blog resources because each aggregator covers different blogs and provides its own unique tools. Moving on from blogs, now I'd like to highlight a few legal news reporting sources. The library subscribes to both Law 360 Expert Analysis and Law 360 Legal News. Both are now available through Lexis Advance. Access Law 360 from Browse Sources on the Lexis homepage, rather than trying to select Law 360 from the Workspace wheel. The wheel will not allow you to access Law 360 content. If you wish to track a topic in Law 360 Legal News, you can run a search and then create an alert. Lexis Advance will then run your search again at prescribed intervals, according to your preference, and will deliver the updated search results to you by email. The library also has a subscription to BNA Law Reports. Like Law 360, BNA Law Reports tracks legal developments by practice area. Many students in the past have found their note topics by exploring a BNA Law report that focuses on their area of interest. You can access BNA Law Reports on the library's homepage by using the quick link to BNA's Law School Professional Information Center. You may find one BNA Law report particularly helpful as you first begin to develop your note topic, United States Law Week. Unlike some of the more topical law reports, U.S. Law Week highlights key U.S. cases, statutes, and regulations in many subject areas. In U.S. Law Week, the Supreme Court Today Navigator allows you to filter by primary topics. Another feature that many students developing note topics have found valuable is U.S. Law Week's Circuit Splits feature. This feature allows you to review circuit splits by topic. Be sure to take advantage of BNA's tutorials. Here are two excellent BNA tutorials that focus exclusively on selecting a topic for your law review note. When you're searching for broad legal topics, you may wish to access BNA Law reports from Bloomberg Law. From the Bloomberg Law homepage, click the tab Legal Analysis and News, and then the link for BNA Law reports. Browse the reports or search using the template. ABA Journal has an excellent and free legal news reporting service. Choose the Topics tab, and you'll see current news organized by topic. Select all subjects, and you'll see the wealth of topics here for you to explore. Another popular legal news reporting service that you may wish to explore is law.com. Law.com contains two sources in particular that you may find helpful. The National Law Journal and New York Law Journal are resources for legal news nationally and locally respectively. They're available on other platforms, but accessing them through law.com allows you to browse them for headlines the way you would a daily newspaper. You also can sign up for free email newsletters, which is a good way to monitor them without visiting the sites daily. If the full text of the article you're interested in is not available on law.com, you can access archived articles from these publications on Lexis, but not on Westlaw. Contact me or any reference librarian if you need help learning how to search for these articles. Finally, Jurist is another free legal news site that can help you to develop a topic. Select Commentary and see current legal hot topics. As we leave legal news services, don't forget about Westlaw Topical Highlights. You could also try Lexis Emerging Issues Analysis. This resource covers emerging legal issues in 53 discrete areas of the law. Once you're up to date on your topic by using the legal news and current awareness tools I've discussed, you're going to want to find scholarly resources that discuss your topic in depth. To find these types of resources, start with the library catalog, SARA. From the library homepage, you can choose one search, which will search for books, journal articles, and more, all in one easy search. Alternatively, you may wish to search only SARA, the library catalog. To access SARA, click Books, and then go to SARA. Once you reach SARA, you'll have access to various tools, such as WorldCat and Iliad. WorldCat is a global catalog of library content. What this means to you is that you're not limited to only BLS library resources when you're researching your note topic. To use WorldCat, enter your keyword search just as you would in SARA. If BLS owns the resource, WorldCat will place the item first. If BLS doesn't own the resource, click on the title. And WorldCat will display the libraries owning the item. Then you can request the item through interlibrary loan, or if the library is local, you can ask me or another reference librarian to write you a pass so you can visit the library in person. Iliad is our interlibrary loan system. You'll need to set up an account the first time you make a request. At this point in your note development, you're probably going to want to search for scholarly articles, both legal and non-legal, on your topic. While many publications in both categories are available in Westlaw and Lexis, you may also want to search periodical indexes to see if you can find additional articles relevant to your topic. Using one or more indexes will allow you to find far more articles than you could using Westlaw and Lexis alone. The easiest way to access periodical indexes is to click on this database by subject link on the library homepage. From here, you can reach Legal Track, a very comprehensive legal periodical index, the current index to legal periodicals, the best index to use when you want to explore hot new legal topics. Also, try the Arts and Humanities Citation Index or the Web of Science. if you're interested in finding non-legal articles on your topic. Another excellent legal index is Legal Source. Reach Legal Source from the SARA catalog. All of the indexes I've mentioned provide a wide variety of search tools to help you find relevant articles, as you can see here from the Legal Source interface. Also, both LegalTrack and Legal Source provide links to some, but not all, of the articles indexed in these databases. Often when you're researching your note, you'll come across the name of a journal and you'll want to know if you can access the journal through our library. You can use our eJournals tool to see if the library has electronic access to a journal. After clicking the eJournals link, limit your search to journals only. Enter the title of the journal that you're interested in, and eJournals will display the databases where you can access the journal and the coverage dates. Click on any of the links and you'll be directed to the journal in the database you have selected. Before we leave the topic of scholarly journal articles, I just want to make you aware that the library also has subscriptions to a number of multidisciplinary full-text databases that you can use to search for non-legal scholarly articles on your topic. Try ProQuest, JSTOR, Academic Search Premier, and SSRN. In all of these databases, you'll find non-legal scholarly articles on your topic. Sometimes you'll need to review the record of a case you're considering for your note. The record of a case consists of the pleadings, motions, briefs, and more. You can find some of these materials through the docket features on Westlaw and Lexis, but the best place to access dockets for federal cases is through Bloomberg Law. Bloomberg Law has all the dockets available through PACER, the federal court system providing access to electronic court records from the U.S. District, Bankruptcy, and Appellate Courts. To access Bloomberg Law dockets, select the Litigation and Dockets tab, and then search Dockets. Try entering a party name in the Bloomberg Law search template, and then select the case that you're interested in. Once you pull up the docket, a blue numbered link next to a document's name means that you can pull up the document immediately. It will download directly from Bloomberg Law. A green link means that Bloomberg hasn't yet acquired the document, but you can request it and it will be delivered to you by email, usually fairly quickly. I requested a document earlier today and it was delivered to me by email in less than 2 hours. As you conduct research and think more about your topic, you may find that you need to adjust it somehow. The ideas listed in the next slide are not exhaustive. They're just meant to help you think about how you can change your topic without completely abandoning it. If you find that your topic is too narrow, try adding one or more jurisdictions. Instead of discussing only New York law, survey cases or statutes around the country. Instead of discussing an issue in China alone, discuss the issue in Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia. Or you can try increasing the time span that you cover. Discuss how a doctrine has developed over the last several decades, not the last several years. Try defining your issue more broadly. For example, in addition to discussing jurors' use of Twitter, discuss jurors' use of all social media. In addition to commenting on one case, discuss several cases that address related issues. You might also want to add analysis from legal theorists. In addition to discussing the legal doctrine, add a discussion based on feminism, critical race theory, or law and economics. Finally, consider adding a perspective from another field. In addition to discussing the legal doctrine, add perspective from the social sciences, philosophy, or public health. If you find you need to narrow your topic, try limiting the jurisdictions. Instead of covering all of American law, choose 1, 2, or a few states. Instead of covering all of East Asia, choose one country. Consider breaking out one issue from several you've been considering and focus on that. Instead of looking at all the possible challenges to the Affordable Care Act, focus on one. See if you can find a smaller issue within the general area of your interest. Instead of racial disproportionality in the criminal justice system, think of racial disproportionality in sentencing for misdemeanors in one jurisdiction. Instead of looking at special education across the board, focus on special education for children with learning disabilities or children who are deaf. Finally, try to narrow the time span you cover. Instead of looking at everything that's happened in a doctrine since the Industrial Revolution, can you focus on the last decade? I know that was a lot of information. Please feel free to contact me with questions or research help. I look forward to working with all of you.